Welcome back. You're still watching In the Game. Now it's time to talk some serious matters. We'll be talking about three-time African champion, Nigerian Super Eagles, and the Nigerian Football Federation. Now, of course, news did pop in yesterday that the Nigerian Football Federation has been given an ultimatum by the Federation of International Football Association to settle their former coach, Coach Gernot Rohr. Of course, they will have to settle almost $380,000 there in compensation after ending his contract early. Nigeria's longest-serving manager, Gernot Rohr, having taken charge in August 2016, lost his job as the Super Eagles coach in December, just 4 weeks before the delayed 2021 African Cup of Nations kicked off in Cameroon. The NFF had agreed to pay Rohr's salary until the end of his contract, which expires in December 2022. But the Franco-German went to football's world governing body FIFA to demand an additional sum for breach of contract without just cause. Rohr, with 68-year-old, has sought a total of €1 million there, but of course he was granted $377,879 after FIFA tribunal decided to claim what was partially accepted in for his dismissal over there by the Nigerian Football Federation. So the ruling body by FIFA, player status, Chambered added that the NFF would be sanctioned if Rohr was not paid in full within 45 days. Now, to discuss this with us, bring the further breakdown, we're joined by a Nigerian football commentator all the way from Dubai there, and also the CEO to Elegbete TV. We have Edafe Matthew. Thank you so much for standing by.
Thank you so much, Oyechi, for having me. It's a beautiful judgment as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, beautiful judgment. You've not even started the whole thing already. We have this beautiful judgment coming from you. But we have reports coming in right now. Sources from the Nigerian Football Federation said this ruling had been made earlier in April 22 to be precise, but were kept under the wraps by the Nigerian Football Federation. What do you think the Nigerian Football Federation are trying to protect, or would you think they're trying to protect over there, not bringing this out at April when the ruling was done, but at this time?
Well, I know that the ruling has been done since. I'm not saying, I can't say that the Nigerian Football Federation is keeping it under wrap. It's not in their place to make it public. Okay. It's not in their place to come out and start making noise about it. That's not their place. The judgment have been made. What they expected to do is to decide if there is any loopholes that they can go and appeal for it, but obviously the Nigerian Football Federation cannot even appeal. The man have a contract, is the right thing to do. The man have a contract. Nigerians claim that he was playing boring football. And I also don't think that there was a clause in his contract that says your football must be exciting. When Gernot Rohr was employed to be coach of the Super Eagles, one of the things that was very clear is that the Super Eagles had not qualified for the African Cup of Nations back-to-back. As a matter of fact, yesterday I said that in this decade, from 2012 up until now, Nigeria have missed out on 3 Nations Cup and now missed out on a World Cup. And so it's not as if we're the beautiful football playing nation that was superb. No, we're not that one. We were struggling when he came in, and he qualified for every competition that he entered into. On the road to getting sacked, he had already set his qualification in motion. So he deserved to get the full term of his contract. Now, what was the dispute was the fact that he was also asking for compensation, compensatory payment in addition to the full size of his salary. Okay. And I think that's what took them to the FIFA court. FIFA have made a judgment. You know the way the FIFA rules are, it supports coaches and players under contract. So FIFA have made a judgment. Okay. I don't think it's the place of the NFF to come out and make a public announcement of it. Oh, look, it decided against us. Okay. It is in the place of the media to know that judgment has come out and then put it out in April. It's also in the place of Gernot Rohr to do that. But Gernot Rohr, if you know Gernot Rohr is a very conservative man, he doesn't think that jumping to the media or playing to the gallery is the most important thing.
Okay, from the ruling, Edafe, right now, from the ruling, FIFA says, I'm going to read from here, it says, the NFF had no reason to sack Rohr in December. Now, more reason why we're begging the question that what kind of contract was signed between the Nigerian Football Federation and Gernot Rohr?
And I think it's a normal contract that countries and coaches sign, I don't think there's any question in it. You sign a contract that says, oh, perform to this level. So as of December when we signed him, the new contract is signed. There was no clause. I remember I did an interview with Gernot Rohr as well as the NFF president, Amaju Mevin Pinnick, and I asked him, is there a condition to the contract that says we must win the African Cup of Nations? Amaju laughed it off and said, nobody does that anywhere in the world, so why would Nigeria do that? Okay, so what they actually agreed on was qualify for the Nations Cup and qualify for the World Cup. Anything that happened thereafter, we would see. The man had qualified for the Nations Cup. He had qualified for the playoff round of the World Cup. So when FIFA comes to say we have no right to sack him, is that there is no fault on his side. There's no difference. You can't sack a coach because you say, according to you, he's not playing exciting football. What is exciting football? I'm an ex-footballer. I look at the Super Eagles and I ask you, what is the meaning of exciting football? Okay, we went to the Nations Cup, we played exciting football and got knocked out in the round of 16. We played exciting football against Ghana. We didn't go to the World Cup. So what do Nigeria really want? Exciting football that takes you nowhere, like motion without movement, or boring football, as we claim, but qualifying for the major tournament. Not qualifying for the World Cup alone is already having a telling effect on business operators in Nigeria in terms of people who were hoping to make money. We're already losing close to $300 million. So what would you have preferred? Qualify for the World Cup and make that money, or not qualify and get excited?
Edafe, I must tell you too, I was badly hit by that not qualifying for the World Cup Qatar.
I was hit by to the tune of $1 million. I was doing a film, so $1 million down the drain.
What a poor one.
And
but at this point,
I'm a small fish in the equation.
Okay. Oh, but at this point, Edafe, of course, the Federation of International Football Association, FIFA, had given the NFF 45 days in order to make that payment or something else. What hammer do you think the FIFA would have to hit on the Nigerian Football Federation if that money is not paid within that lapse of 45 days?
Okay, so the money is under $400,000. $400,000 should not be the kind of money that Nigeria cannot pay. We like last minute things, but let me put it this way: the implication of this judgment. So the reason why the NFF have not been bold enough to announce a new coach was waiting for the judgment that's going to come out of this. Okay. Now, what the NFF will need to do, although Amaju is running out his tenure, a new NFF president will come in, but what the NFF is trying to do is, okay, find a way to smoothen this movement, go to the presidency, which, I mean, I've not been funding sports, to build them out, because I tell you, who also promised to pay the contract, I've not also been doing well. We understand the economic situation of the country. We can't even just blame, I tell you completely, but it is sad ending to the story. Once we get past this, I don't think FIFA is going to ban us. I don't think that not paying the salary, all we need to do is to commit out. Yes, we want to pay, but unfortunately, we didn't make it to the World Cup. So the automatic $12 million that we're supposed to get for qualifying for the group stage, we don't have it. And we don't have enough money. So FIFA, can you draw down on us and pay this man for our future earning? That's a possibility, because Nigerian football is an asset. So they can go to FIFA and say, draw down on us, more like pay us from our future and pay this man from our future earning, put our money in holding, pending when we sort ourselves out, and then we can go ahead and go get a new coach and then move on with our lives.
It's so unfortunate that the Nigerian Football Federation have been, racking up a lot of fines from the fan invasion in Abuja over there at the MK Abiola Stadium to this time around. But does this really give hope and also a green light for more home-based coaches for the Nigerian Super Eagles, or we should still deal with the foreign-based coaches?
This is a very difficult position to put me, because I'm an advocate of home-based coaches. But let's be very, very fair to everybody. We don't have coaches in Nigeria. We don't have Nigerian coaches that can coach the Super Eagles currently.
Even the ex-internationals?
That we don't see. Ex-international does not make you a coach. Are they qualified coaches? Let's talk about being qualified coaches first. What we've had is, apart from maybe the employment of Sondo Lise and the work that the late Stevie Keshi did, we've been recycling and trying to use the national team to rehabilitate people. Your national team is the zenith of your football. That's not the place where you bring in people who don't have certificates. You bring in Joseph Yeo is a great guy. I'm not against him. But where has he coached before? How do you bring rookies to coach the national team in the first place? Who use rookies to coach national team? You should have experienced at club level, you should have coached somewhere. The Mourinho's of this world, the Pep Guardiola's of this world, Luis Enrique's of this, they didn't start out coaching national team. None of these coaches started coaching national team. Didier Deschamps, before he went to coach the French national team, had coached at Juventus, coach at Monaco, coach at different places. We need coaches who can prove themselves at club level. Then from the result, from the way they play, we can say, okay, take them, go and put them on the national team. Until then, for now, we will still go foreign because unfortunately, being an ex-footballer does not make you a coach. Coaching is science. Playing is an act, right? You can just be born with the talent. All you need to do is improve your stamina level, improve your discipline level, and you're a footballer. But to be a coach, you need to go to the lab. You need to train. You know, it's just like saying because you can talk, you can be a journalist. No, you cannot be a broadcaster because you can talk. You have to be trained. You have to be put through the drill, like you guys are doing at News Central and, you know, the other medias around. You're not going to employ somebody because they're talkative in the market. No, you're going to employ somebody because they are qualified, they've proven themselves, and that's why you put them on such a big platform as yours. So I think it's the same thing we should do about the coaching of national team. Unfortunately, there is absolutely none of the ex-international. I've heard people talk about names like Okosha. I've heard people talk about all of these guys. My question to you, to people, is, are they qualified coaches? What is their badges? If I have a coaching badge, I'll be bragging about it. When you hear Gernot Rohr has gone to do his coaching badge, you hear it. The question I always ask is, all these ex-international we're talking about, where have they gone to do their coaching badge? Is it that moribund? I'm sorry to say, is that moribund NIS? No, they've not even gone to NIS, which is like your roadside. Not talk of they grew up and played in Europe. They don't have a UEFA C or B or A license. Why are they coming to coach national team? What are they coming to tell them? To tell them story of their days as former players? No.
Wonderful. Thank you. I was able to pick some things from what you just said right now. Yes, not everybody can be a coach of a national team. Of course, you said coaching is a science, playing is an art. I picked that from that. Thank you so much, Edafe Matthew, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me here.
We do appreciate your time at all times on News Central TV. Of course, time not that friend here. This is why we call it a wrap on the show. We can't wait to know what will happen from the Nigerian Football Federation, as of course the glass house at this point is on fire. Of course, remember to like, follow on social media handle at News Central TV. I am Onyinyechi Oparo. Thank you for being there.